then we have a problem with our young black men. Our young black men are not attending or graduating from college, certainly at the same rate that our sisters are graduating from college. Although their absence is extremely apparent, we have a problem. Only 1 out of 7 African American boys go to college, while almost 4 in every 7 African American women go to some form of higher education. And the question comes about, my God, when these women finish college, who are they going to marry? And you're going to come to me and say, well, now you're talking economics. Well, somebody loves somebody, they ain't got to agree. I understand. I know that. And it does happen. It does happen. But here's the reality you don't want to face. You know, if a woman takes a man in, and that man's not working, then all that woman has is another child. Now, I'm well aware I just made somebody mad. Cause I got some brothers saying, man, hey, you picking on me. You don't know my situation. I've been trying. I understand that. But there are too many brothers that have reconciled themselves to not working at all. And they simply look for a woman to take care of them. Now, that's a travesty. That's a travesty. We're losing our young men to prison. We're losing them. I saw a study just the other day from the Justice Department that said that a black man aged 22 without a college education is very prone to be incarcerated before the age of 25. What if I told you there's a system out there, a system, a plan, a scheme? What if I told you there was a conspiracy out there to make you, keep you doing stupid stuff like dropping your pants down to show your drawers? What if I can show you the preponderance of ignorance that's exemplified by you walking around with your pants down below your butt? And somehow you have fashioned in your mind somehow that this is cool, this is hip, this is what makes me. You are insane. What you need is a mental institution. Why? Simple. Because ain't nobody gonna hire you. You looking like you looking, and you think you gonna be this great player, and you gonna rap, and you gonna do this and do that. What kind of ignorance is this that makes you think that? It's incredible how debased we have become as a people who seem to have been a much better people sitting on the back of the bus than owning the bus company. What has happened to us as a people who strove for education and achievement? What happened to that generation that sat on the back of buses and drank from colored water fountains, but yet somehow got up in the morning and went out to work and worked a full day's work and sent somebody to college and gave somebody? What happened to the generation of people that fought and struggled for your freedom to vote and your freedom to have accessibility to jobs? What happened? Society has crumbled like a dried out cookie. It's just falling apart. Why? It's because we have allowed it to do so. And we've stopped parenting. We've stopped parenting. And parenting is not friending. Parenting is parenting. You cannot give birth to a friend. Parenting is parenting. You don't ask your child what they want to do. You tell your child what to do. You have to be parents to understand the dilemma of which we are in today. And what is the cure for all of this? It's education. This education gap virtually ensures that our people will be behind the 8 ball, literally, for generations to come, while Asians are matriculating and the Hispanics are now going to college at a higher rate than we're going to college right now. I told you the story just the other day. Hey, open up your eyes. You better open up your eyes and see. Is something happening? You better see it. When you see all of these grocery stores with Spanish names on them, and all these restaurants with Spanish names on them, and all these businesses with Spanish names on them. And guess what? These Hispanics, they didn't come to America singing "We Shall Overcome." No. They didn't come to America singing "We Shall Overcome" and sitting in and begging somebody to accept us and saying, "Please integrate us." And they didn't come saying none of that. They came, and 7 and 8 of them moved in a 1-bedroom apartment. And they worked day and night and took every job that every black person did not want to take. Drive down Jackson. I dare you. Yeah. They don't speak English. And why? Because they're going to make you learn Spanish. They're going to force you to learn Spanish. I promise you, 20 years, everybody in America will be speaking Spanish. Because they're not giving up their language. And they're going to force you to learn it. I was in the store the other day. I told about it last week. Was that farmer's market? It's owned by Hispanics. I went in that market and they got all the stuff labeled in Spanish. And I said, these rascals really slick. Now, I happen to know that polo in Spanish is chicken. I know that. But I wonder how many folk know that polo in Spanish is chicken. See, and they're something about polo. 39 cents a pound, polo. And some brothers go think they talking about playing the game polo for 30. They're going to force you to learn their language. If we don't get grips, this college day, if we don't motivate our young people to go to school, if we don't start guiding them and telling them and putting the law down and saying, you got to do this. Make your children responsible for their grades. You don't let them come in here. Let me tell you something. Ain't no child go come home with no F did not know that they were going to get an F. I don't know how that happened. I was doing good. I'm shocked. No, you not. It's up to us. One thing we learned a generation ago was that if we are ever to succeed, it was something we said. People don't say it anymore, but I'm going to say it to you now. We used to tell people, our people, you got to be twice as good. Some of you old enough to remember, Dick Hackett became mayor of the city of Memphis with a high school diploma. What black man you think could run for election for the mayor of Memphis with a high school diploma? It's not going to happen. To beat Dick Hackett's high school diploma, we had to run a PhD. Now, you would think we could have run someone with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. No, we had to run someone with a PhD to beat the high school graduate. So that's triple. That's 3 times better. It hasn't changed. And for all of you young people that think this is a colorless world, wake up. Wake up. Just because the Obamas in the White House does not mean that everything's going to be all right. Just the other day, the president of the National Rifle Association proudly said, one day we going to own colored people again. He said it. He said, we're going to own colored people again. Paula Dean, God bless her sweetheart. God bless her little lard cooking heart. Paula Dean said, of course I use the N-word. I'm a southern white female. And then she says, listen to this, that when she had her son's wedding, she wanted to have these black men dressed like butlers, like plantation days, so they looked like, and she said this, so they would look like slaves. And you think everything's all right. Let's go back to the axe head. Elisha did not like them thinking they knew more than he knew when he knew best for them. So when they get there, God works the miracle. The axe flies off the handle, goes into the water, the axe head. Elisha throws a stick upon the water. I don't know what the stick was for. Can't figure that out. But the axe head floated, signifying God's power given through the servant. Now let's talk about that axe. Some of you, and I would presume, that the vast majority of you in here have never held an axe in your life in your hand. I know, see, if I were down in the country, I'd get a whole lot of folks that have actually held an axe. Most folks haven't. Okay, you don't know much about axes. When I was a young boy, visiting my grandmother, she had a wood-burning stove. And she would chop all the wood, or have this man that lived about 2 miles down the road chop wood for her. My granddaddy was not able to do it. But she would tell me, boy, go get this axe and make me some kindling. Now, I got to explain to y'all what kindling is. Because y'all don't know nothing. Y'all city folk. Kindling is where you take a piece of firewood and you take the axe and you hit it on the edges, because what you want to make are little strips of wood that will burn quickly, that starts the fire to put the big chunks of wood in. So you go out there, you get your axe, you got to hold it tight, and you just tap it like that just to make little strips of wood to become kindling, right? Well, I noticed how difficult it was because it wasn't working. I was taking that axe, doing that, and it just wasn't working. And my grandmama said, here, boy, here's 50 cents. Go down the road there to the blacksmith. Yeah, they had a blacksmith. I'm that old. Went to the blacksmith, gave the man 50 cents. My grandmama said, sharpen this axe. He took the axe and put it on this wheel, and he sharpened that axe. And when I brought that axe back home and I touched that wood, boy, that axe just went through that wood like nothing. And then it hit me. If I keep this axe sharp, my work is really easy. See? So, education is the axe that we use, but we have to keep it sharp. Meaning that we have to increase our knowledge, we have to increase our learning. And it's up to you to motivate these young people to go to school. And it's up to you, Greater Imani, to chastise anyone that would deny a child opportunity to get a higher education.